In this video, we are going to discuss about VTP configuration. So, how to set the VTP mode, how to set the VTP name and how to set the VTP password here. So, you see clearly that we will configure VTP protocol, that is VLAN trunking protocol for the switch network, which is shown in the diagram here clearly, which is switch 1, switch 2 and switch 3 are in the switch network, and we will be configuring VTP mode in a server mode and VTP domain name as certification kits and VTP password as Cisco. So, let us see how we will configure here. So, if you see here that Cisco switches are configured to be in VTP server mode because by default the first step in configuring VTP would be set to the VTP domain name what you want to use. So, before configuring VTP we should know that it should be in default of a VTP server mode, and also we should give the VTP domain name, or we have to set the VTP domain name to the desired domain name. And also you have to create a VTP password by giving the VTP domain name. After we have to provide VTP password and mode and also the pruning. So, how it should be done here. So, we will see the actual configuration here. If you see on the switch 1 we are configuring this VTP, then we have to enter into the configuration terminal mode. After entering into the configuration terminal mode, we enter VTP mode as server mode here. After that, you see it will be asking for already VTP server mode is in default. Then it will be, we have to enter VTP domain name as certification kits. Then it will pop up a message stating VTP domain changing name for null to certification kits. So, by default it will be the domain name as null. So, we have to provide the domain name as certification kits so that it will prompt a message stating that from null to the desired domain name, which is certification kits, has been changed. So, we have to also configure password here. So, VTP password, we have given password as Cisco. So, setting device VLAN database password to Cisco, it will prompt a message that we have set the password to Cisco. So, in this way we have to configure the VTP on switch 1. So, now we will see that how we have to check the VTP status here. So, show VTP status, it gives VTP version which is running on VTP 1 and it is also capable of VTP 2. So, coming to maximum VLAN supported is 1005 and number of existing VLANs are 9 and the operating mode is server. The name of the VTP domain is certification kits, and you see pruning mode is disabled and VTP V2 mode is disabled and traps generation is disabled here. So, this is about the VTP status. So, when you type show VTP status, it gives the details of the operating mode, domain name, pruning mode and also about the status of the VTP and how many VLANs it can support. So, if you see that when you proceed, output shows the VTP mode, domain name and also about the password that has been successfully configured. We have to configure the same thing on switch 2 and switch 3 here. So, we have to set the domain name as certification kits. So, we see configuration terminal, after giving VTP mode client, as we also configured in the switch 1 as the server mode, we have given it as a client mode. So, VTP domain name in full form we have changed it to certification kits and also password to Cisco. So, this is about the status of the switch 2 VTP configuration, and if you see that if you enter show VTP status, it will give the VTP status here very clearly. In the same way, if you check here about the configuration last modified date and the version of the configuration, it also gives up the updated ID also very clearly here. So, in the same way we have to configure the switch 3 also, so that we get the details of all the VTPs configured and also VLANs configured on the switch. And also if you see here show VLAN brief, when you enter this command show VLAN brief, so on the switch 2 how many VLANs exist? If you can see, there are 5 VLANs created apart from 1002, 3, 4 and 5 VLANs created. We did not create any VLANs on switch 2, but it propagates the information here because it will be learned from switch 1 VTP advertisements about these VLANs and get updated. And also you can see the status here. Now we have to configure the ports here for the VLANs.